Hi everybody, this is Anthony Hines. For the last 40 plus years, I've been trying to help people with their job search, trying to help people with their career. I also want you to know that I've had a long career at working at large companies. So I understand office politics, I understand the ups and downs of large companies, and I understand that entire corporate environment because I had to deal with it many times in all of the companies that I worked for. So I do understand all that stuff. That said, today's corporate culture is a lot different than it used to be. But I still have tips and tools to deal with today's culture. But that's not why I'm having this video. I really want to focus on your confidence because I think a lot of people that I meet, a lot of people that I talk to feel very defeated. And that's been really bothering me over the last few days. I don't want you to feel defeated. I want you to feel challenged and I want you to feel inspired because the reality is that you could be at the best job you've ever had before on your next job, okay? Just think about this for a minute. You're in control of your own development. You're in control of your own ability to get yourself out there. You're in control of your own networking capability. You're in control of seizing opportunities when they exist. When you have an interview, that interview is your opportunity. I don't want anyone to feel nervous or worried or anything. Why? Because when you were working, you weren't nervous. You just did it. You just handled it. Challenges at work were part of your day. And the fact of the matter is, that's your mindset when you go into interviews, okay? It's not about being or feeling any less valued than you should. Because really, if I have to believe you were a superstar. You were a superstar in your previous job, so why can't you be a superstar again? But the point is, it all starts in your head. It all starts in your brain, right? So remember, interviews, they're nothing to be afraid of. You go in there, you answer the questions, you take pauses when you have to, you talk slowly, you give people the ability to ask questions, you case the room before you go in to see the interests of what the person is about. You get there early to talk to the receptionist so that you can get a connection to the receptionist because you know that whoever you interviewed with is going to go out and ask the receptionist what they thought. Keep that in your head. Also, you don't overwhelm the HR generalist or the person early in the process. They're just a screener. You save your best stuff for the hiring manager. You save your best stuff for the people that are really going to make the decision. You got to be aware of that. The fact is, early in the process when you're interviewing, it's about connection. It's about being a team player. It's about letting someone see your kindness, letting someone see your compassion, letting someone see that you listen, letting someone see that you're a good person and kind, and somebody who would be a great addition to the organization. It's not about overwhelming them, right? So be aware of that when you're talking early in the process. Be aware it's about connecting with them, okay? Also, as I've told you many times, you want to make a dry run to the company. A day before, at the same time of the interview, I want you to drive there. And that way you're going to see where the traffic lights are. You're going to see where the delays are, where the school crossings are. You're going to see where their backups are, where there's construction. You're going to see the parking situation. You're going to learn where the front door is. You're going to learn where the receptionist is, where you're going to get your badge, your visitor badge for that event. You're going to see where the waiting area is. And you know what else I want you to do? If you are there because you know someone at the company, have them meet you at the hallway the day of the interview. Have them meet you there because it's going to settle you down, partially settle you down. But the day before, go there and do the entire dry run. And make sure you do that, because what it's going to do is settle your nerves. Everything I tell you regarding prep is settling your nerves. Because when you're not nervous, you can focus on just being you, which is what I want you to do, okay? People say, oh, it's easy for you to say. You're not the one getting interviewed. I get it. But what I'm telling you is, I've always said it to you, replace anxiety with action. And action regarding interviews is the day before, making sure that you go there, making sure you drive there, making sure you check it out, and making sure you know the situation and how to get how to get in and where to go. Now, on the day of the event, right? On the day of the interview, my point is this. Many people are nervous and they're concerned and all that baloney. Let me tell you something. Sit in your car 20 minutes before the interview. Listen to your favorite music. Get pumped up, get relaxed, get whatever you need to be. How you work is what you want to be. Part of the prep is getting you in your zone. If that's a calm down zone or if that's a revved up zone, I don't care what it is. It's the zone that you need to be in to be successful. And the fact is, that's something you can control. Another thing is that I don't always say this, but I really believe it, is that some people are afternoon people and other people are morning people. Be aware of what kind of person you are. And if you find you work better in the afternoon, then that's the time for your interview. If you find you work better in the morning and you want to get it over with and you don't want to get nervous and all this stuff, then get it in the morning. Be aware of what person you are and go with that, because that is key. Because in those cases, you will thrive, because that's your natural body rhythm, right? Like I myself, I'm better in the afternoon. That's when I work. Like multiple jobs I had those jobs working evenings. I loved working evenings. And I thought it was great. And the fact of the matter was, working evenings really agreed with me. So the fact is, I understood what it took and what hours worked best for me. And working evenings was great. Now working overnight, that was not for me. I didn't like it. But working evenings, I loved it. I listened to sports when I was working. And the fact is, I had a pretty good routine. But working evenings worked for me. But understand, are you a morning person? Are you an afternoon person? So the fact is that that's when you should schedule your interviews, schedule your appointments, schedule your meetings, schedule your contacts with people. Get these people when you're on. Know your own rhythm. Know your own best shape, because that will tell you that. This is something you can control, okay? Don't feel like you have to worry about things that you don't have to worry about. Because the fact of the matter is, this process is about you, your own diligence, your own development, your own reaching out, and making yourself the best candidate possible. Confidence. Believe in yourself. Be your own best advocate, because that's the person that they're going to hire. the person that believes in themselves. Because the person that believes in themselves is going to bring a vibrancy to the job. Think about it. If you were a, if you were a manager and you were interviewing someone, would you interview someone that wasn't vibrant? Would you hire someone that wasn't vibrant? Would you hire somebody that wasn't the type of person that was, very enthusiastic? Wouldn't you hire the person that was enthusiastic? Isn't that the person you want? Be the person you would hire. That's what's key here. Because the fact of the matter is, success is about who you are, not what you think it is. It's not about the answers you think they want. It's what is your answers in the interview. What are your answers in the interview? Who are you? You want a company to hire you for you and your skills. It's not about being right. It's not about trying to figure out what you should say. That is baloney. That is absolute baloney. Because you're not always going to be saying what you should say in the workplace. This is not dating. This is not, Tinder. This is not a dating app. This is about you. Being okay with you. Being okay with your ways of work. Being okay with your style. You know your style. That's who you are. Obviously, you got to be professional. Obviously, you got to do what's right. Obviously, all that stuff's real. But who are you? That's the person that you got to bring out in the interviews and the networking events and everything you do. You're doing that while you're developing yourself when you're alone, or when you're going online, you're taking courses, you're trying to get a certification, you're working with your unemployment office to get a certification. You're working a lot of angles. But the reality is, you gotta be you. And you can't look back. You can't look away from that, because that's who you are. Because when they hire you, that's the person they hire, right? So be true to you and be okay with that, because your success is about the person that you can back up, and the person you can show, and the person you can thrive at, and the person you can really show exists in the workplace. Not some make-believe character that you think they need to be. You're overthinking this, everybody. You're overthinking it. Just be yourself and go with it, because you want a company to hire you for you. Every job I've ever been in, I've always been myself. Has it worked for me? Sometimes. Has it worked against me? Sometimes. But you know what? I got to live with myself. And the fact is, whenever somebody asks me my opinion, they're going to get an unfiltered opinion. And if you've watched any of my videos, any of my shorts, you know that answer. Why are you watching them? You're watching them because you're getting real information, right? You're watching them because you're getting real stuff. That's what's going on here. But that's who I am. I'm okay with it. That's who I am. Call it confidence, whatever. It's reality to me. There's no other person. This is the one I was brought into the world as. There's no other person. So I'm not afraid of being myself. I embrace it. I embrace it. And I tell everyone, embrace who you are. Because that way you're going to be naturally enthusiastic. And remember, passion makes a difference. Say you have to speak publicly in an interview. Speak in front of a group. Bring the passion. Okay? Here's another trick. If they have a whiteboard in the room, get up and use it. You're giving examples, get that marker, use that whiteboard. What that shows people is you're confident, because you can present. On demand, you can present. Hey, anytime somebody has a whiteboard, anytime anybody has any of that, throw it at me. I have no problem. Make yourself that way. If there are tools in the room when you're interviewing, use them. Because the more you can show about how skilled you are, how confident you are, and how aware you are of the situation, the better it's going to be for you. You're going to be unforgettable. Do something in that interview to be unforgettable. Because you know what? Being unforgettable is you. Being valued is being unforgettable. Being unique is being you. Embrace it, take it, go. Prep for your interview, use my tips and tools, but when you're in that room, you be yourself, you answer slowly, you answer honestly, and you let it all hang out, because that's the person they're going to hire, nobody else. Everybody, this video is part of a giant playlist. You got to watch that playlist, because it's got a bunch of videos all like this that will help you in your job search. I'm not going to be with you when you're interviewing, but when you're watching my videos, guess what? I'm going to be in your head, and I'm going to be helping you, because you know what? I want to end unemployment one person at a time, but I can't do it without helping you. And that's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. And I also want you to spread the word to everybody you know about this special YouTube page, which is Job Search Help right now, support when needed most. Go look, subscribe, put the notification bell on, because I'm doing a lot of shorts and a lot of videos. Because when you're looking for a job, guess what? You want that help. And I'm here to help you. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye now.